Have you ever felt like someone's eyes were following you, lingering just a second too long, or noticed a smile that seems a little brighter when you're around? What if I told you these aren't just random behaviors, but subtle, undeniable signs that a woman is deeply drawn to you? Here's the truth. Attraction isn't always loud or obvious. It's written in the quiet details. The things she does when she thinks you're not paying attention. And if you learn to spot these signs, you unlock a deeper understanding of connection and attraction that few ever grasp. Welcome to Stoic Quotes 365, where ancient wisdom meets modern relationships to empower you with clarity and confidence. In today's video, we'll uncover the 7 unmistakable things a woman does in front of you when she's deeply captivated by you. These behaviors might seem small: a glance, a laugh, a nervous fidget, but together they paint a picture that's impossible to ignore. And as we explore each one, we'll weave in Stoic principles to ensure you're not just noticing these signs, but approaching them with self-assuredness and emotional control. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote is our anchor today, because understanding attraction isn't just about interpreting someone else's actions. It's about mastering your own mindset. A Stoic man doesn't chase or crave validation. He observes, reflects, and remains grounded in his worth. By recognizing these signs, you're not just gaining insight into someone else. You're cultivating the confidence to respond with intention. But let's be real. How many times have you overlooked the subtle cues someone is giving you? How often have you focused on what you should do, instead of paying attention to what's already happening? That ends here. In this video, we'll break down 7 behaviors that show when a woman is truly drawn to you. From prolonged eye contact to the way she adjusts her appearance when you're near. These aren't just random gestures. They're deeply rooted in psychology and human connection. And when you learn to notice them, everything changes. And here's the key takeaway. This isn't about seeking external validation or chasing someone's attention. It's about sharpening your perception, understanding energy, and staying true to yourself. By the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these signs, but also carry yourself with a calm, magnetic presence that naturally draws people in. So, are you ready to see attraction through a Stoic lens? Stay with me. What we're about to uncover will transform how you approach relationships forever. Let's dive in. Number 1. Prolonged eye contact. All right, Stoic friends, let's start with one of the most subtle yet powerful signs of attraction. Prolonged eye contact. You know what I'm talking about. That moment when someone's eyes linger on you just a little longer than normal. It's not an accident. It's not random. It's intentional, and it speaks louder than words. If a woman is deeply attracted to you, her gaze will do more than glance over you. It will linger, inviting you to notice her. Think about it. Eye contact is one of the most primal, honest forms of communication. It bypasses language and hits something deeper, something raw. When someone is drawn to you, their eyes naturally seek you out. It's almost like their subconscious is speaking for them. And when that gaze holds for just a second longer than usual, that's when you know something more is at play. Imagine this. You're in a group conversation, and while everyone else is focused on the topic or looking around the room, her eyes keep finding their way back to you. Or maybe you catch her across the room, and instead of looking away quickly, her gaze holds steady, even if just for a moment. That small pause, that lingering look, is often all it takes to signal her interest. You see, prolonged eye contact isn't just about looking, it's about connecting. Now, let's dive into why this happens. Did you know that eye contact creates feelings of closeness and connection? Studies have shown that holding someone's gaze activates parts of the brain associated with trust and bonding. In simpler terms, it brings people closer together, whether they realize it or not. When a woman holds your gaze, it's like she's offering a glimpse into her thoughts and inviting you to do the same. But let me ask you, Stoic friend, how do you respond when this happens? The key here is to stay grounded and calm. Don't overthink it, and don't let your mind race with questions like, "What does this mean? Should I say something?" Instead, just hold her gaze for a moment, smile naturally, and let it be. Remember, confidence isn't about doing too much. It's about being present and comfortable in the moment. Let's take a step back and talk about what prolonged eye contact really says about her. It's not just about attraction, it's also about vulnerability. When someone holds your gaze, they're allowing themselves to be seen, and that's a big deal. In a world where people often guard their emotions, this kind of openness speaks volumes. It's her way of saying, "I'm noticing you, and I want you to notice me too." And if you're tuned into this subtle cue, you'll start to see the connection before it's ever spoken out loud. Now, here's an important tip for you. Don't turn prolonged eye contact into a staring contest. That's a quick way to make things awkward. Instead, respond naturally. Hold her gaze briefly, smile with confidence, and then let your eyes shift away. This creates a natural rhythm, one that feels authentic and engaging rather than forced. The goal here is to show her that you've noticed, but that you're also in control of yourself. That balance of attention and calmness is magnetic. On the flip side, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is ignoring the moment. If you brush off her eye contact or act like it doesn't matter, you're missing a valuable opportunity to connect. Prolonged eye contact isn't random, it's deliberate, and acknowledging it shows that you're present and aware. So, what's the takeaway here? When a woman holds your gaze, she's giving you her attention, and that's something to appreciate. It's not just a sign of her attraction, it's also a reflection of how you're showing up in the world. Carry yourself with confidence, and you'll naturally draw that kind of energy toward you. Now, let's make this real. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I see clearly." Write it. Own it. This isn't just about recognizing her gaze. It's about sharpening your awareness and embracing the connection she's offering. And if you're finding value in this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing Stoic community. Together, we're diving deep into the wisdom that transforms not just relationships, but your entire mindset. Finally, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started. The next sign of attraction is one you might not expect, but it's often the clearest clue of all. Stick around, and let's keep building this understanding together. Number 2, open body language. All right, Stoic friends, let's dive into our second key sign of attraction. Open body language. When a woman is deeply drawn to you, her body will speak volumes even when her words remain unspoken. This isn't about grand gestures or overt displays. It's in the small, natural ways her body invites you into her space. If you know what to look for, these cues can tell you everything you need to know. Open body language is exactly what it sounds like. An inviting posture that shows comfort and interest. When someone feels guarded, they'll often cross their arms, look away, or keep their distance. But when a woman is attracted to you, she'll unconsciously drop these barriers. Her shoulders will relax, her arms will stay open, and she'll orient herself toward you. This openness isn't random, it's her way of creating a connection. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed someone leaning in closer when you're speaking? That's one of the clearest signs of open body language. It's not just about hearing you better, it's about closing the physical gap between you. Even in a crowded or noisy environment, if she leans toward you, it shows she's focused on you and values what you're saying. It's her subconscious way of saying, "I want to be closer to you." Another key sign is how she positions her body. If she angles herself toward you, whether sitting or standing, it's a strong indication of interest. Contrast this with someone who's turned away or keeps their body angled toward the door or another group. Orientation matters because it reflects where her attention and energy are directed. If her body is open and facing you, she's telling you that you're the center of her focus. Now, let's get into gestures. Open body language often includes relaxed, natural hand movements. If she's using her hands to express herself while talking or resting them visibly on the table, it shows she's at ease. On the flip side, If her hands are tucked away, like in her pockets or crossed over her chest, she might be feeling more closed off. Pay attention to how she uses her hands and whether they're open and visible. Here's a small but significant detail you might not have thought about. Objects. If she's holding a drink, her bag, or even her phone, watch how she interacts with it. When a woman is comfortable and attracted to you, she's likely to put these objects to the side or out of the way. This subtle action signals that she's prioritizing the interaction with you over everything else. It's a small move, but it speaks volumes about where her attention lies. And don't forget about her feet. Yes, even her feet can give away how she feels. People naturally point their feet toward what they're interested in, even if they don't realize it. So, if her feet are pointed toward you, especially in a group setting, that's a strong subconscious sign of her attraction. Stoic friend, you might be wondering, how should I respond to open body language? The answer is simple: mirror it naturally. If she leans in, you can lean in slightly too. If her posture is relaxed, match her energy by keeping your own body open and calm. This creates a natural connection and shows her that you're present and engaged. But remember, don't force it. Authenticity is key. If you overthink or try to mimic her movements too closely, it can feel awkward. The goal is to let your body language flow naturally in response to hers. Let's bring in some Stoic wisdom here. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Her open body language is a reflection of her thoughts and feelings, just as your response should reflect your calm, confident presence. When you notice these signs, don't rush to act or overanalyze. Instead, let it remind you of your own worth and the connection unfolding in front of you. Before we move on, let's lock this in. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am open." Write it down and claim it as a reminder to stay aware and present in your interactions. Recognizing open body language isn't just about noticing her cues. It's also about understanding how you show up in those moments. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Stoic community. Together, we're learning how to transform not just our relationships, but our entire mindset through timeless wisdom. Finally, stick around, because the next sign we're diving into reveals even more about how attraction works. You won't want to miss it, Stoic friends. Let's keep this journey going. Number 3, an easy laugh. All right, Stoic friends, let's talk about one of the clearest, yet often overlooked, signs of attraction: an easy laugh. You've probably seen it before. You say something mildly amusing, and she laughs like it's the funniest thing she's heard all day. This isn't just politeness. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her laughter becomes a natural way of showing interest and connection. It's her body's way of saying, "I like being around you, and I enjoy your energy." So why does laughter matter so much? Think about how you feel when you share a genuine laugh with someone. It creates a sense of closeness and breaks down barriers. Laughter releases dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, which makes both of you feel more connected in the moment. For her, it's a way to express comfort and enjoyment in your presence. When a woman laughs easily around you, she's not just reacting to your words, she's responding to how you make her feel. But here's the thing, Stoic friend, it's not always about the joke. Sometimes, her laughter is more about the connection than the content. Let's say you make a casual comment, not even trying to be funny, and she chuckles. Or you make an observation that wouldn't normally get a laugh, but she finds it amusing anyway. That's a sign she's tuned into your energy. When someone feels attracted to you, they tend to find humor in even the smallest things you say. It's not forced, it's natural. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed her laughing at your jokes before anyone else does, or laughing a little longer than necessary? That's her way of standing out and signaling, "I see you, and I like what you bring to the conversation." But it's not about being a comedian. It's about the way you make her feel when you're around. Her easy laughter is a sign that she's comfortable and engaged, and it's something you should notice. Now, here's where things get interesting. Laughter isn't just about humor, it's also about trust. When she laughs easily around you, It's because she feels safe letting her guard down. Humor requires vulnerability. It's not just about making her laugh. It's about creating an environment where she feels light, free, and uninhibited. That's why an easy laugh is such a powerful indicator of attraction. But how should you respond when this happens? First, don't overthink it. If she's laughing easily, it means you're already doing something right. Keep the mood light and natural. Don't feel pressured to one-up yourself with bigger or better jokes. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, we cannot control the impressions others form about us, and the effort to do so only debases our character. A translation, just be yourself. If she's laughing, it's because she's connecting with you, not because of some perfectly crafted punchline. Here's an important tip. Match her energy, but don't force it. If she laughs, smile or laugh along with her, but let it feel organic. Forced humor can break the flow of the interaction, and you don't want to come across as trying too hard. Remember, an easy laugh is about mutual enjoyment, not performance. Now let's flip the perspective for a moment. What does her laughter tell you about her feelings? When she laughs easily, it's not just about the joke, it's about you. Her laughter is a reflection of her attraction and how much she values the time you're spending together. It's her way of saying, I enjoy being in your presence, and you make me happy. At the same time, be mindful of the context. Is she laughing at everything you say? Even things that aren't meant to be funny? Is she leaning in when she laughs or looking directly at you? These subtle details can give you even more insight into her feelings. Pay attention to the way she uses her laughter to draw closer to you, both emotionally and physically. Before we wrap up this point, let's make it actionable. Drop a comment below with the phrase, I spark joy. Write it down and let it remind you of the value you bring to your interactions. Recognizing an easy laugh isn't just about noticing her response. It's about understanding how you create moments of connection. And if this insight resonates with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing Stoic community. Together, we're exploring timeless wisdom that transforms how we connect, communicate, and build better relationships. Finally, stick around, Stoic friends. The next sign of attraction is one that reveals even more about her feelings. You won't want to miss it. Let's keep this journey going. Number 4, casual touches. All right, Stoic friends, let's talk about one of the most revealing signs of attraction, casual touches. When a woman is deeply drawn to you, it's not just her words or laughter that give her away. It's the subtle ways she uses touch to connect with you. These touches aren't bold or obvious. They're light, seemingly accidental, and often leave you wondering, was that on purpose? Touch is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. Think about it. A quick brush of her hand against yours, a pat on the arm when she laughs, or a light tap on your shoulder. These aren't random gestures. They're her way of silently saying, I feel comfortable around you. If she's finding reasons to touch you, even in small ways, that's a clear signal of attraction. So, why does touch matter so much? Psychologically, touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone that fosters closeness and trust. Even a brief, seemingly casual touch can create a deeper connection. When a woman is attracted to you, she'll naturally seek opportunities to bridge the gap between you, whether it's through playful gestures or subtle interactions. Now, Stoic friend, let me ask, have you ever noticed her brushing against you when passing by or lightly touching your arm during a conversation? These aren't coincidences. For instance, she might adjust your collar, pick an imaginary piece of lint off your shirt, or find small excuses to initiate physical contact. These gestures are her way of testing the waters and drawing you in without being overt. Pay close attention to where and how she touches you. Casual touches often occur in neutral, non-threatening areas like the arm, shoulder, or hand. These are safe zones where she can gauge your response. For example, if she touches your forearm while laughing or briefly rests her hand on your shoulder, it's her subtle way of showing interest. And if this happens repeatedly across different settings, it's not random, it's intentional. Let's bring in some Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And when you notice these casual touches, don't overreact or overanalyze. Instead, stay grounded and observe. Touch is her way of communicating interest, but you're calm. Confident reaction is what keeps the moment meaningful. A natural smile or light touch in return shows her you're engaged without coming across as over-eager. Here's what not to do. Don't overcompensate. If you start mirroring her touches too often or too soon, it can feel forced. Instead, respond with authenticity. Confidence means letting the connection unfold naturally. For instance, if she taps your arm, acknowledge it with a smile or light comment. Let her set the pace and guide the interaction. But what if you're unsure? Look for context. Does she combine her touches with other signs, like leaning in or making prolonged eye contact? Is her touch consistent across different settings, whether it's a group gathering or a one-on-one moment? If these touches are paired with other signs of attraction, you're likely on the right track. Now, let's talk about one of the simplest but most revealing gestures: brushing hands. If her hand lightly grazes yours, whether by accident or on purpose, it's often her way of testing the connection. Pay attention to whether she reacts to the moment. Does she smile or maintain eye contact? These small cues carry a lot of weight when combined with her overall behavior. Before we wrap up, let's make this actionable. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I recognize connection." Write it as a reminder to stay present and aware in your interactions. Recognizing casual touches isn't just about noticing her actions. It's about understanding the bond she's creating. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Stoic community. Together, we're discovering timeless wisdom that changes how we connect and communicate. Finally, don't go anywhere, because the next sign of attraction is one you won't want to miss. Stick around. Stoic friends, the journey continues. Number 5. Asking personal questions. All right, Stoic friends, let's dive into the 5th sign of attraction, when she starts asking personal questions. This one might seem straightforward, but trust me, it's more significant than it appears. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, she's not just making small talk. She's digging deeper, trying to understand who you are beneath the surface. Her curiosity about your life, experiences, and emotions is one of the clearest indicators that she's invested in building a connection with you. Think about it. We don't ask personal questions to just anyone. It takes effort, interest, and intention to move beyond casual topics and into meaningful territory. If she's asking about your childhood, your dreams, or your favorite memories, she's not just passing time. She's signaling, "I want to know more about you because I care." Let me ask you this. Have you noticed her steering conversations toward deeper topics? For instance, she might start by asking about your day, but then follow up with, "What's the most exciting thing you've done recently?" Or maybe she asks about your family, your hobbies, or even your long-term goals. These aren't just random questions. They're her way of peeling back the layers and learning what makes you unique. But let's not stop there. When she asks personal questions, it's not just about the answers. It's about the emotional connection those questions create. For example, if she asks, "What inspires you the most?" Or "What's a dream you haven't told many people about?" She's inviting you to share something vulnerable. That vulnerability builds trust and strengthens the bond between you two. She's saying, "I want to understand you better because you matter to me." Now, Stoic friend, you might be wondering, how should I respond when she starts asking these kinds of questions? The key is balance. Don't shut down or deflect her questions, but also don't overshare. Stoicism teaches us to maintain composure and intentionality, even in personal interactions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." In this case, be open with her curiosity while staying true to your own boundaries. For instance, if she asks, "What motivates you to get up every morning?" take the opportunity to share something meaningful. Your response doesn't need to be overly complex or dramatic. Just be authentic. A grounded answer like, I wake up every day motivated by the idea of becoming a little better than I was yesterday. Not only reflects depth, but also shows her you value intentional living. Another thing to keep in mind is how she reacts to your answers. Does she listen intently, maintain eye contact, and follow up with more questions? If so, it's a clear sign she's genuinely interested in what you're saying. Her curiosity isn't just polite conversation. It's her way of creating a deeper emotional connection. Pay attention to how engaged she is in the dialogue. The more invested she seems, the stronger the attraction. Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Asking personal questions is her way of standing out. She's trying to show you that she sees you as more than just surface level. When a woman asks questions about your life, she's signaling that she wants to be part of your story. This is her way of saying, I see something special in you, and I want to understand it better. But let's not ignore the subtleties. Sometimes her questions might come across as playful or casual, like, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? On the surface, it might seem lighthearted, but it's actually her way of exploring your personality and seeing how you handle vulnerable moments. Humor and curiosity often go hand in hand, especially when attraction is involved. Here's an important tip. Reciprocate her curiosity. If she's asking personal questions, don't let it become a one-sided interview. Ask her thoughtful questions in return. For example, if she asks about your favorite childhood memory, follow up by asking about hers. This creates a back-and-forth flow that strengthens the connection. It shows her that you value her input as much as she values yours. Before we wrap up, let's make this actionable. Drop a comment below with the phrase, I invite connection. Write it as a reminder to stay open and engaged in your conversations. Recognizing personal questions isn't just about answering them. It's about embracing the opportunity to deepen the bond between you and her. And if you're finding value in this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Stoic community. Together, we're exploring timeless wisdom to transform how we think, connect, and grow. Finally, don't go anywhere. The next sign of attraction is one that often speaks louder than words. Stick around. Stoic friends, you won't want to miss it. Let's keep building this understanding together. Number 6. Adjusting her appearance. All right, Stoic friends, let's talk about a sign of attraction that's as subtle as it is revealing. Adjusting her appearance. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, she'll often unconsciously fix or adjust small details about her appearance in your presence. It's not something she necessarily plans. It's a natural response rooted in wanting to look her best and feel confident around you. Think about it. Have you ever noticed her tucking her hair behind her ear, smoothing out her outfit, or even reapplying lipstick while you're nearby? These aren't just random actions. They're small, deliberate ways of signaling, I want to look good for you. It's her way of making herself feel more attractive and presentable, all while drawing your attention. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever caught her checking her reflection when you're around? Maybe it's a quick glance at her phone screen or a subtle adjustment in a mirror. These behaviors might seem minor, but they're powerful indicators of attraction. When someone is drawn to you, they become more aware of how they present themselves. It's her way of saying, I care about how you see me. But why does adjusting her appearance matter so much? From a psychological perspective, it's linked to our innate desire to make a good impression on someone we're interested in. These small actions aren't just about vanity, they're about communicating interest and effort. When she takes the time to adjust her hair, fix her posture, or smooth her clothing, it's a subconscious way of signaling, I'm invested in this interaction. Let's break this down further. One of the most common signs is her playing with her hair. If she's twirling a strand, tucking it behind her ear, or brushing it off her shoulder while talking to you, it's often a sign that she's feeling self-conscious in a positive way. Hair is a powerful feature when it comes to attraction, and when she draws attention to it, she's likely hoping you'll notice. Another subtle cue is her adjusting her clothes. For instance, she might straighten her collar, smooth out her skirt, or adjust her jewelry. These small movements show that she's thinking about how she looks and wants to present herself in the best possible way. If these adjustments happen when she knows you're looking, it's an even clearer signal that you're on her mind. Now, Stoic friend, let's connect this to body language. Adjusting her appearance often goes hand in hand with open, inviting posture. When a woman is interested, she'll naturally combine these behaviors to create a sense of engagement. For example, she might fix her hair while leaning slightly toward you, or adjust her outfit while maintaining eye contact. These combinations amplify her signals and make her interest even more apparent. But how should you respond when you notice her adjusting her appearance? The key is to stay calm and confident. Don't call attention to it directly. That might make her feel self-conscious. Instead, let her know through your energy and presence that you're engaged and attentive. A genuine compliment can also go a long way. For example, if she's just fixed her hair or adjusted her jewelry, a simple, "You look great today," can make her feel appreciated without putting her on the spot. Here's a tip to keep in mind. Timing matters. Pay attention to when she adjusts her appearance. If she's doing it right before or during a conversation with you, it's a strong indicator that she's trying to impress you specifically. These moments are her way of saying, "I want to feel confident and look my best when I'm around you." Let's not forget the Stoic approach to observing and responding. Marcus Aurelius said, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them." When you notice her adjusting her appearance, appreciate the effort and intention behind it without overanalyzing. This isn't about dissecting every move. It's about recognizing and appreciating the connection she's creating. Before we move on, let's solidify what we've learned. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I noticed details." Write it down as a reminder to stay present and observant in your interactions. Recognizing these small actions isn't just about her. It's about sharpening your own awareness and understanding of attraction. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this journey of uncovering timeless wisdom through Stoicism. Our community is growing, and we're diving deeper into insights that transform how we connect and communicate. Finally, stick around, Stoic friends. The next sign of attraction reveals even more about how she feels. You won't want to miss it. Let's keep this journey going. Number 7, nervousness or fidgeting. All right, Stoic friends, let's dive into the final sign of attraction. Nervousness or fidgeting. Now, this one might seem a bit counterintuitive. After all, why would someone feel nervous around someone they like? But here's the truth. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, she might feel a little on edge. That nervous energy, expressed through small fidgeting behaviors, is her body's way of processing excitement and attraction. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed someone playing with their jewelry, tapping their fingers, or adjusting their posture more often when they're talking to you? These behaviors aren't random. Nervousness and fidgeting often appear when someone feels emotionally or physically drawn to another person. It's a mixture of excitement and the natural vulnerability that comes with liking someone. Think about it. Attraction is personal, and it creates a heightened sense of self-awareness. She might become more conscious of how she's coming across, how she looks, or even what she's saying. That heightened awareness can lead to small, subconscious actions like touching her hair, adjusting her clothes, or even tapping her foot under the table. These little behaviors are her body's way of dealing with the extra energy that comes with being in your presence. But here's an important detail to watch for. Nervousness in this context doesn't mean discomfort. Instead, it's a positive kind of nervous energy. She's excited to be around you, and her body is showing it in ways she might not even realize. If she's fidgeting with her hands or playing with her phone while still engaging in the conversation, it's often a sign that she's trying to process the connection she feels with you. One classic example is when she's playing with her hair. Maybe she's twirling a strand around her finger or brushing it off her shoulder repeatedly. These are often subconscious ways of managing her nervous energy while drawing attention to herself. Similarly, she might adjust her earrings or bracelet, tap her fingers lightly on the table, or reposition her seat. These actions may seem small, but they're all rooted in the excitement of being near someone she admires. Another sign to look for is rapid shifts in her posture or movements. For example, she might lean in while talking, then quickly pull back, only to lean in again a moment later, or she might cross and uncross her legs frequently. These small, seemingly restless actions reflect the internal energy she's feeling in your presence. Now, Stoic friend, how should you respond when you notice this kind of nervousness or fidgeting? The key is to remain calm and grounded. Don't call attention to her nervous behaviors. That might make her feel self-conscious. Instead, focus on creating a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your steady, composed energy will help her feel at ease and allow the connection to flow naturally. Here's an important point. Don't mistake nervousness for a lack of interest. If anything, it's the opposite. Her fidgeting is often a clear indicator that she cares about how she's coming across to you. Pay attention to how her nervous energy is paired with other signs, like leaning in, laughing easily, or maintaining eye contact. Together, these behaviors paint a fuller picture of her feelings. But let's talk about what not to do. Avoid mirroring her nervousness. If you start fidgeting or overthinking your own actions, it can disrupt the balance of the interaction. Instead, stay grounded. A genuine smile, steady eye contact, and relaxed posture can go a long way in making her feel more comfortable. As we wrap up this final sign, let's reflect on what nervousness and fidgeting really mean. They're her body's way of processing the excitement and energy she feels when she's around you. Recognizing these small, subtle cues can help you better understand her feelings and respond in a way that builds trust and connection. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I notice energy." Write it as a reminder to stay aware of the small details in your interactions. Attraction often speaks through these subtle behaviors, and the more attuned you are, the deeper your connections will grow. All right, Stoic friends, that wraps up our journey through the 7 signs a woman shows when she's deeply attracted to you. Remember, these signals aren't just about attraction. They're about connection, energy, and understanding the subtle ways we communicate without words. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing Stoic community. Let's continue exploring the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and how it can transform not just your relationships, but your entire outlook on life. And as always, drop a comment below, sharing your thoughts or your favorite insight from today's video. I'd love to hear from you. Stay grounded, stay strong, and remember, the greatest connection always starts with yourself. Until next time, Stoic friends.